your girl is back. Ain't going nowhere this time, you know what I'm saying? But I'm back. But yeah, like as y'all know, I was a junior in college, but now I'm a senior graduating in 2020, you know. Cannot wait. But yeah, so now I'm on summer vacation, so I have a little bit of free time now, so I'm going to be starting posting videos more often. But yeah, so we just finna hop into this video. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. You won't regret it, period. But now, as you've seen in the title, I am going to do 21 first time, okay, 21 things that I have done for the first time. There you go. 21 things that I have done for the first time. Yeah. Y'all probably thought it was gonna be something else with your dirty minds, but it's not. So we just finna hop into this video. So my first social media, it had to be MySpace. I feel like everybody had a MySpace account, you know what I'm saying? Even if you wouldn't even get on MySpace, like I just feel like everybody got on MySpace or created a MySpace account. So MySpace was like my first social media, but I didn't like really like get on MySpace like that. Like, but for like the first social media that I ever like really like got on was Facebook. That was like my first actual media that I got on. I remember my name. My name was like Isis Living Life. It was great. Isis Living Life Hall. That was like that was my name, but I ended up making a second Facebook page. Yeah. So yeah. my first boyfriend was freshman year. Yeah, was freshman year, and that relationship was pretty much on and off. Okay, so we met on Instagram. And we met on Instagram, and we ended up changing numbers. So now we ended up started talking. He asked me to be his girlfriend, you know. And then I remember my first time we met at his homecoming. Yeah, I went to his homecoming. That was the first time we met. And after that, like, we was cool, but it was like we was like really distant because, for one, we didn't really see each other like that. We mostly just talked on the phone or whatnot. Yeah, but then he did end up asking me to go to his prom. I went on his prom. Then after prom, we ended up breaking up because he got mad over some petty stuff, and I'm just like, dude. And then on top of that, he was finna go off to college, and I don't really do long distance relationship because at the beginning, like, we was kind of like falling off anyway. So I'm like, you finna go off to college, like, how you know we not finna be on and off while you in college? So I broke that off before it even started. So yeah, I broke up with him right before he was going off to college. So yeah, my first kiss, I was in second grade. Yeah, I was in second grade. I was in like summer school, and it was about this boy named Carlos. That was like my first crush. Yes, he was light skinned. He had like curly hair. I remember it. Yeah, good times. But yeah, that was my first kiss about a dude named Carlos. Yeah, my first job. So my first job was what, 2 years ago. Yeah, I worked at this store. It's called The Children's Place. It's like a children's clothing store and I got the job 3 weeks before I was going back to school or whatnot. So I ended up taking the job because I'm like, why not, you know? So I was a sales associate, and before I even thought about getting a job, I always told myself, cash register, like being working at the cash register was not for me. I don't know, I just don't like doing cash register. I don't like it at all. But they had your girl working at the cash register. I was doing cash register. I was making sure like the clothes was folded and, you know, folded neatly and put where they were supposed to be. You know, that's what your girl was doing. So I only did training one time. I don't know how many times you're supposed to be training, but they had your girl training one time. And then the thing about it was, like, they had like the old school cash register. It wasn't like the new up to date, you know. No, it was like legit the old school cash register. So that was kind of difficult for me, but you know, I did it. You know, I got through it. I did it overnight. So I was there for about like, what, I'm gonna say a week, 2 weeks, and then I ended up quitting. I ended up quitting. The only reason why I quit is because, one, they only paid me like $8. It was like $8 and some change. That was one. Two, they was not giving me any hours. So my first check was like, what, 20, it was in the 20s. I know that. It was like $20 to like $30. That was like my first check. And I'm just like, no, no, no. So I quit. I quit on their ass. Like $23, $30 for my first check. No, It had me working on them. Like, I used to work from free. I don't even remember, but I know I used to do. I had to like the late shit, like closing time. Yes, like no. No, and then I wouldn't even take, then again, I wouldn't even take breaks. Like, I used to I used to work when I get there and once it closed. So I ain't taking no type of breaks, none of that. So they had your girl on her feet 24 all day. So I ended up quitting. I couldn't do it. Not for no damn $30. No, I couldn't do it. First time getting drunk would have to be my freshman year in college. Yeah. Because that's when I started like really drinking like hard liquor. So I would say freshman year is when I, you know, like got drunk. But I don't remember like the exact first time I got drunk, but I know it had to be freshman year. I'll be thinking like, why is she looking over there? I wrote everything down on like a little piece of paper, so I'm just reading off the list. Okay, so my first time getting into a fight / argument. See, y'all really think your girl ever got into a fight? Like, come on. Like, people already know not to mess with me, period. So I ain't never been into no fight, but arguments, I have been into like a lot of arguments, and that's only because I have a smart mouth and I talk a lot of shit. So it's like I get into like a lot of arguments, and I even start the arguments, you know what I'm saying, on some playful, like just playful, but like I start them, you know what I'm saying. I'm the one who always starts the arguments or whatnot, and I always the one who finish it, because I cut people off. I let them know like, okay, it's over with, it's done. I said what I had to say, you ain't gotta say nothing. Well, no, but yeah, I get into a lot of arguments, but it don't be on no, you know, bad, you know. Once we get into the argument, we always be buddies, you know, be friends or whatnot. But yeah, my first heartbreak was, I was a junior, well, I was a sophomore going into my junior year, and that was actually my first love. So yeah, that was I'm gonna do a story time on that one. So yeah, just wait on that one. Wait on that one. But yeah, that was my first heartbreak, and I ain't never got my heart broken before, and he broke my heart. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, but yeah, your girl got her heart broken, but I'm over it, because I ain't got no feelings for these niggas. But nah, my first time getting a cell phone, I would have to say I was in elementary school. I don't know exactly when, but I know my first phone was like a pink Razor, the flip. But I know my first phone was like a pink Razor, the flip phone. Yes, and that was like my favorite phone. I don't know. I used to love that phone. I used to love that phone. Oh my god, and it was pink. My favorite color is pink. So yeah, that was like my favorite phone ever. My first time, I was a senior. Yes, I was a senior in high school. Yes, and this was from my ex-boyfriend. I'm gonna do a story time on this one as well. Well, not, you know, but our relationship. Yeah, but yeah, I remember I went to his house. I went to his house because he didn't live that far from me. I had walked to his house, and yeah, we was in the living room, and we did on the couch, and then it ended on the floor. So yeah, yeah. Okay, my first career choice. My first career choice was actually I wanted to be a teacher. I used to, that was like my goal. Like since I was little, like when people like ask you like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Teacher was like my first choice. I always wanted to be a teacher. When I was younger, I used to like pretend like I was a teacher, and I had like class, I had like set up my own little classroom. I had like my little teddy bears as like my students, and I used to have like have my whole little attendance sheet, grade sheet. I used to have like educational books, so I would like literally write in the books and pretend like I, you know, answered it right, answered it wrong, and then pass it out to my students. Like I used to do that when I was younger. Teaching was like, that was my goal, and that was actually my major in college my freshman year. But I had to cut that loose. I couldn't do it. I remember I went to this little daycare one time, you know, work with the kids, you know, and I used to work with kids before, you know, but the kids at the school, they would not listen to me. They was just bad, you know, and I was like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life, you know? It was just too much. I just couldn't do it, and I ended up changing my major. So yeah, but yeah, teaching was like my first major, my first choice. I always wanted to be a teacher, you know, but yeah, couldn't do it. My first choice in college, my first college choice, that's better. My first college choice was actually, I wanted to go to Clark Atlanta. I love Clark. Okay, I wouldn't say I love Clark Atlanta. I actually wanted to live in Clark Atlanta, live in Atlanta. I wanted to live in Atlanta, so that's why I chose Clark Atlanta. But yeah, Clark Atlanta was like my first choice, first school choice. But I didn't apply to go there or whatnot. So, but the school that I applied to that I really wanted to go to was actually Jackson State. I got accepted, but I don't know, I was scared to like go far for the first, and like go somewhere far for the first time, so I ended up just going to a school that was 4 hours away, and I should never did that. That was like my worst regret. I should have went somewhere far, you know, or to a different school than the school that I chose. But yeah, Jackson State and Clark Atlanta was like my first choice in college. First time cheated. I ain't never cheated. Out of all the 3 relationships I've been in, I never cheated on none of them. I just don't see what's the point of cheating. Like, it's no point at all. Like, if you don't want to be with somebody, of cheating, like, it's no point at all. Like, if you don't want to be with somebody, just break up with them. Why do you have to cheat? Like, it's cheating is no point. It's no point. It's no point. I would never cheat on anyone. I would rather break up with them before I cheat on them. That's it, you know. My first road trip would have to be going to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta for a wedding, and I was with my parents and my cousins. So yeah, that was like my first road trip. Yeah. My first time getting weed. I was a freshman. I was going to my ex-boyfriend's prom, and I got weed. It was like 18-inch, the beauty supply store weed. Yeah, them days. Them days when you used to get your hair from the beauty supply store. Yes, that's what I did. But I get like 3-4 packs. Yeah, that was them days. My first time failing a class. See, your girl in high school, your girl was a honor roll, dean's list, A's and B's. You know, like I was high school. Yeah, I was doing a thing, but baby, when college came along, I felt mad. That freshman year, I felt mad. I ain't felt it once, felt that twice, but that third, like they say, the third is charm. The third time, I got a B, and your girl passed. So yeah, math was like the first class I ever felt. And I'm glad I ain't gotta take math classes anymore, because clearly math is not for me. So yeah, my first time on my own, like a vacation, was 2 years ago. It was my spring break of 2017. I went to California for the first time by myself, and I actually had the best time ever. I really want to go back. I love California. I just love the people, the vibe, their environment. I just love everything about California, even though it's a little bit expensive. But other than that, California is lit. Like, I cannot wait to go back to California. I'm trying to make a trip this summer, but yeah, I'm definitely going back to California soon, really soon. My first concert that I ever been to would be at school when G-Herbo came to perform. That was like, yeah, that would have to be like my first time ever been to like a concert. And when G-Herbo came to perform, it was really good. It was lit. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully this summer I go to other concerts. But yeah. And this is gonna be my last one. Where did you go on your first plane ride? And my first was Texas. When I went to Texas, I was young. I was like, what? I was a toddler. I couldn't have been like more than 3. I was like 2 or 3. Yeah, I went to Texas to visit my uncle and my aunt and my cousin. Yeah, and yeah, I don't remember much about it because I was so young, but yeah, I think I had a good time, you know. I have a look at pictures and stuff, so yeah, I think I had a really decent time. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. You won't regret it. And like I also said, that I am going to be starting making more videos, so stay in tune. See you.